Daisy patterned makeup bag. First, here are the materials that you will need. For each piece of crepe listed, cut out the entire section of that color from the provided material. 2 types of crepe, green and orange. Orange lining fabric. There are 2 pieces of orange fabric. The smooth one is the fabric for the lining. Some fusible interfacing. 2 full-sized patterns. A zipper. Some braided cord. Some fiberfill stuffing. Some sewing thread. Use thread in a color that will match the other materials. First, use scissors to cut around the outline of each of the full-sized patterns. Attach the fusible interfacing to the back of the green crepe. The shiny side of the fusible interfacing has the glue on it. Place that side against the crepe and iron it on. Whenever you are instructed to use an iron, it should always be on a medium heat setting. Use a patchwork board when ironing or copying the patterns. The side with fabric over it is for ironing. The rough side is for copying the patterns. The fabric will be held in place, making the patterns easy to copy. Use a pencil to copy the outer bag patterns onto the back of the fusible interfacing backed green crepe. Then cut each out, leaving a 1/2-inch seam allowance around them for sewing. Copy the bag lining patterns onto the orange lining fabric. Then cut each out, leaving a 1/2-inch seam allowance around them for sewing. Copy the zipper pull decoration pattern onto the back of the orange crepe. Cut it out without leaving any seam allowance. You have now cut all of the required materials. Now let's make the bag. You will need the 2 outer fabric pieces and the zipper. Use a pencil to make a mark 1/4 of an inch from the end of the seam line on each side. Place 1 piece of fabric and the zipper face to face. Line up the marks at the side with the ends of the zipper and sew them together using a backstitch. Place the other side of the zipper face to face with the second piece of fabric. Then sew them together with a backstitch. Place the two pieces of fabric now attached to the zipper face to face. Sew the three sides together using a backstitch. The sewing of the outer fabric is completed. Clip the seam allowance and iron it to one side. Prepare the two pieces of lining fabric. Place the two pieces face to face. Leave the zipper side open and use a running stitch to sew together the other three sides. Iron the seam allowance to one side. Also fold down the seam allowance along the opening and iron it. With both pieces turned inside out, place the outer fabric on top of the lining. Sew together both seam allowances along the bottom edge using a running stitch. Now the outside and the lining are attached. Turn the lining right side out. Align the folded edge of the lining with the inside of the zipper and stitch together with a blind stitch. Continue to use a blind stitch around the zipper. Turn right side out from the zipper opening. Iron it all. The bag is now complete. Next, let's make the zipper pull decoration. Prepare the braided cord. Pass the braided cord through the metal tab on the zipper. Make the two ends the same length and tie them together. Prepare the decoration fabric. Fold the decoration fabric in half, face to face, and sew using a back stitch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance from where the top two edges meet. Turn right side out. Use a double strand of yellow thread. Around one of the openings, make 5 small, equidistant stitches. Avoiding the seam will provide a more beautiful finish. Leave quite a long piece of thread. Fold over the edge that has been sewn, and then draw the thread tight. Tie the thread twice with a square knot, and then cut the end off the thread, leaving about a 1/4 of an inch behind. Sew around the other end with a running stitch. Use tweezers to place a little fiberfill stuffing inside to provide some volume. When tightening the running stitch, insert the knotted braid into the opening. Form the desired shape while stitching the opening closed. The decoration is complete. This completes the bag.